work on you. Get up and make it work.
Yo, if I could do it, then whack on you. Get up and make it work. Ain't no way that I'm sitting around. It's now or never, I'm picking the first. You can't tell me that I won't make it. Knew that I had the skills since birth. Grinding, came out the mud like Roddy. I had no body, I came from dirt. Still came fuck, I put in the work. Pinning a picture when I write lyrics. Don't call me a rapper, I'm really an artist. This one by chance or luck. I took one shot and I hit my target. I'm not even yet in my prime. I'm not 100, yeah, I'm still charging. They don't wanna see me win, but I know in the end I'm winning regardless. Sleepless nights, I was up in the stew, up in the booth trying to make me a hit. Even when I was feeling low, man, I kept on going, I weren't gon' quit. I can't wait for the day that I make it. Next in line, man, I feel like a king. My time will come, I just gotta be patient. Keep on pushing and take these risks. Made racks off putting my pain on tracks. Grinding hard, trying to see more plaques. I've been going harder than ever, I don't have time to sit and relax. I've been putting in countless hours and still not near where I wanna be at. This year I'ma prove them wrong. They said that I can't, but I know that I can. If I could do it, then why can't you? Get up and make it work. Ain't no way that I'm sitting around. It's now or never, I'm picking a first. You can't tell me that I won't make it. Knew that I had this skill since birth. Grinding, came out the mud like Roddy. I had no body, I came from dirt. Pinning a picture when I write lyrics. Don't call me a rapper, I'm really an
If I could do it, then work on you. Get up and make it work.
Yo, if I could do it, then whack on you. Get up and make it work. Ain't no way that I'm sitting around. It's now or never, I'm picking the first. You can't tell me that I won't make it. Knew that I had the skills since birth. Grinding, came out the mud like Roddy. I had no body, I came from dirt. Still came fuck, I put in the work. Pinning a picture when I write lyrics. Don't call me a rapper, I'm really an artist. This one by chance or luck. I took one shot and I hit my target. I'm not even yet in my prime. I'm not 100, yeah, I'm still charging. They don't wanna see me win, but I know in the end I'm winning regardless. Sleepless nights, I was up in the stew, up in the booth trying to make me a hit. Even when I was feeling low, man, I kept on going, I weren't gon' quit. I can't wait for the day that I make it. Next in line, man, I feel like a king. My time will come, I just gotta be patient. Keep on pushing and take these risks. Made racks off putting my pain on tracks. Grinding hard, trying to see more plaques. I've been going harder than ever, I don't have time to sit and relax. I've been putting in countless hours and still not near where I wanna be at. This year I'ma prove them wrong. They said that I can't, but I know that I can. If I could do it, then why can't you? Get up and make it work. Ain't no way that I'm sitting around. It's now or never, I'm picking a first. You can't tell me that I won't make it. Knew that I had this skill since birth. Grinding, came out the mud like Roddy. I had no body, I came from dirt. Pinning a picture when I write lyrics. Don't call me a rapper, I'm really an artist. It's one by chance or luck. I took one shot and I hit my target.
If I could do it, then work on you. Get up and make it work.
Yo, if I could do it, then whack on you. Get up and make it work. Ain't no way that I'm sitting around. It's now or never, I'm picking the first. You can't tell me that I won't make it. Knew that I had the skills since birth. Grinding, came out the mud like Roddy. I had no body, I came from dirt. Still came fuck, I put in the work. Pinning a picture when I write lyrics. Don't call me a rapper, I'm really an artist. This one by chance or luck. I took one shot and I hit my target. I'm not even yet in my prime. I'm not 100, yeah, I'm still charging. They don't wanna see me win, but I know in the end I'm winning regardless. Sleepless nights, I was up in the stew, up in the booth trying to make me a hit. Even when I was feeling low, man, I kept on going, I weren't gon' quit. I can't wait for the day that I make it. Next in line, man, I feel like a king. My time will come, I just gotta be patient. Keep on pushing and take these risks. Made racks off putting my pain on tracks. Grinding hard, trying to see more plaques. I've been going harder than ever, I don't have time to sit and relax. I've been putting in countless hours and still not near where I wanna be at. This year I'ma prove them wrong. They said that I can't, but I know that I can. If I could do it, then why can't you? Get up and make it work. Ain't no way that I'm sitting around. It's now or never, I'm picking a first. You can't tell me that I won't make it. Knew that I had this skill since birth. Grinding, came out the mud like Roddy. I had no body, I came from dirt. Pinning a picture when I write lyrics. Don't call me a rapper, I'm really an artist. It's one by chance or luck. I took one shot and I hit my target.
If I could do it, then work on you. Get up and make it work.
Yo, if I could do it, then whack on you. Get up and make it work. Ain't no way that I'm sitting around. It's now or never, I'm picking a first. You can't tell me that I won't make it. Knew that I had the skills since birth. Grinding, came out the mud like Roddy. I had nobody, I came from dirt. Still came fuck, I put in the work. Painting a picture when I write lyrics. Don't call me a rapper, I'm really an artist. This wasn't by chance or luck. I took one shot and I hit my target. I'm not even yet in my prime, I'm not 100, yeah, I'm still charging. They don't wanna see me win, but I know in the end I'm winning regardless. Sleepless nights, I was up in the stew, up in the booth trying to make me a hit. Even when I was feeling low, man, I kept on going, I weren't gon' quit. I can't wait for the day that I make it. Next in line, man, I feel like a king. My time will come, I just gotta be patient. Keep on pushing and take these risks. Made racks off putting my pain on tracks. Grinding hard, trying to see more plaques. I've been going harder than ever, I don't have time to sit and relax. I've been putting in countless hours and still not near where I wanna be at. This year I'ma prove them wrong. They said that I can't, but I know that I can. If I could do it, then why can't you? Get up and make it work. Ain't no way that I'm sitting around. This now or never, I'm picking a first. You can't tell me that I won't make it. Knew that I had this skill since birth. Grinding, came out the mud like Roddy. I had nobody, I came from dirt. Painting a picture when I write lyrics. Don't call me a rapper, I'm really an artist.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy Globe. I'm back in the building with another live stream, man. Oh, man. What's that, 2, 3 this week? I don't know. But we on the roll, man. We on the roll. We trying to get this thing back cooking again? Are we trying to get this thing back cooking again? What's good? It's your boy Globe, man. To repeat or not to repeat? That's going to be the topic for tonight, man. We also just going to kick it, flex a little bit, but we do got a little bit of a topic. We got an interview cooking up maybe for this weekend or later on this week. I'm working on the timing. I'm working on the details. Motherfucker done traveled all over the world, so we're going to get some insights on some different countries that we haven't been to. We're going to talk about some countries that we've been to. And, yeah, man, we're going to get back to trying to get this thing going, man. I mean, we used to have something going over here. We're going to try again. You know what I'm saying? We're going to try this again. You know what I mean? See if we can get it going again. But today's topic, to repeat or not to repeat, and this is a two-part type of a topic. To repeat or not to repeat is something that's been going back and forth in my head. Because I've been like, man, do I really want to repeat Cartagena again? Do I want to repeat Medellin again? Right? And then I was like, all right, yeah, I'm going to use that as a topic for one of the lives. You know what I mean? Because I think that'll be a good, I think that might have some good talking moments in it. Might be able to get some people up, drop the link, see if we can get some people up here. And then I was also saying, well, that could actually be a two-part question. To repeat or not to repeat the same countries over and over again, which we're going to get into first. And to repeat or not to repeat the same joints over and over again. Like, how does motherfuckers feel about that? I'm going to give my opinion about it. And we're going to get into it, man. But what's good with everybody, man? How's everybody been going, man, since their holiday week last week? I know everybody's been getting back to work, getting back to grinding. I know I'm a little late this year. I usually like to start the week of or the week before Thanksgiving. I'm a little behind schedule this year. But on Saturday, I'm going to go do my first round of motherfucking Christmas shopping, man. And I know my peoples out there, I know y'all all got the same, got the same things going on. Got the same, intentions. Niggas is hustling. Niggas is getting to the bag. Niggas is trying. Let me move out of this spot. This spot fucking creaking right here. I don't know why. But niggas is hustling. Niggas is grinding. And I know motherfuckers is getting ready, for the Christmas. So like I said, that's my plans for this weekend is to go out and do round one. Whether I'm going to go out or I'm just going to, get in the crib and pull up my laptop and, go boom on the computer. I don't know which one I'm going to do. I'm an old school type of thing. How y'all? Like, I like to go see my shit. I like to get my shit and possess it when I'm purchasing a gift for a motherfucker. I mean, unless I got to order it. But I like to try to make a little bit of a old school feel out of it and still go shopping and actually buy a motherfucker shit and be like, yeah, I bought that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I got going on right now. Obviously, we're still cooking up the next destination and where we're going. Obviously, we are pointing towards Cartagena. That's kind of where we say we're going. Pretty sure that's what we're doing. And that's what the topic for tonight is hold on, man. Let me take this call. 1 second, y'all. One moment, y'all. One moment. I'm still here. One moment. One moment. Hold up, y'all. On the phone with my bosses. Hold on. I'm coming back. Just answering a couple things. My bad, y'all. This was that was work. I had to talk. I had to do that, man. I had been waiting for that call. Um, I had been waiting for that call for a little while, so I had to do that one. But yeah, to repeat or not to repeat, that is the topic for today. Let me get back on my game. My fault. I know that's bad for fucking listening purposes, but that was one that I couldn't ignore. Some of them ones you want to be like, all right, I'm off. I needed, but today was one of them days at work, and I needed to. That was somebody I was waiting to speak to all day long. And they promised me they was gonna call me, and I wanted to make sure I got that call because I needed to voice my opinion on some things, man. It's just I'm at the position and level now where I ain't gonna be it ain't gonna be no more
I'm just going to sit back and watch motherfuckers. Before I would sit back and just be like, all right, you don't do that. You don't. All right, that's what you want to happen? Okay. But now it's like, nah, not at this level. Ain't no more okay. Like, nah, we not. I'm not. It's not going down like that. Like, or not. We not doing that. Or we not being a part of that. Y'all tend to have that, but not us. So, you know what I mean. But anyway, back to the topic at hand. To repeat or not to repeat. So, is there a such thing as going to a country too many times, right? Is there a such thing, not even a country, is there such thing as going to one destination too many times? You're talking, for me, 14 trips to Cartagena. In total to Colombia, I think it's 50. No. So this will be trip 14 to Cartagena. So it'll be 15, 16. 17. So it'll be 17 total trips to Colombia. Yep. So this will be trip 14 to Cartagena, Medi, 15, Medi, 16, Med, and Bogota, 17. Yeah, so it'd be 17 times to Colombia and 14 times to Cartagena. And so that led me to be like, can you go to a destination too many times? Is there such thing as going to a destination too many times, right? Right? Is there such thing as overdoing a destination? Or should you be wasting that many trips on one place? Think about 14 times I went to Colombia. I could have went to Brazil, Guyana, Guyana, South American Guyana. You know what I mean? I could have been to Nicaragua. I could have went to Honduras. I could have went to how many other places just in this area I could have went to. By now, I could have done Cuba. I could have done a lot of other places and within those 14 trips. But when you find a place that you enjoy so much and it's got everything that you want and it's set up the way you want it, is there a such thing as going too many times, repeating too many times? Going back and forth too many times? Is it considered a waste? Going back and forth to a country? Like, would I be wasting this week to go back to Cartagena for the 14th time? It's like, yo, that's overkill, man. Like, why the fuck would you go back that many times? Or is it like, man, that motherfucker is such a hitter. It ain't got no expiration. It don't got no limit to how many times you can go. You know what I mean? So to repeat or not to repeat. Is it a waste to go back to Cartagena, Colombia for 9 days after being there for 14 different times? You know what I mean? Is it a waste? Is it a waste to keep going back and forth to the DR? What other countries are there to offer to make you not want to keep repeating? You know what I mean? Yeah, you could say, you're still missing, Brazil. You're still missing some of South America. Motherfuckers will say, this place, you're still missing this place. Why go back to Cartagena? Go to Cali, you know what I mean? Like, once you find a place, right? Is there anything wrong with continuing to go back and forth? Now, this is just for conversation purposes. Because I found a bunch of different places. You know what I mean? I found a bunch of different places. But for me, it's like when you got this trip already set up, this big trip set up to repeat again to Thailand. All right, we got the big trip for 2026 set, the long trip, the 2 weeks, 17 days. Should we waste this week repeating to another destination, to a destination that we already went to? Or should you try a new place that you've never been to and potentially burn a week? And now you're sit back till
you know, you got another trip coming. You got a big trip coming. You got a big trip coming. But what type of people are y'all? Somebody in the chat tell me, are you more of a new destination person, or are you comfortable with going back to the same spots? Are you a one country person and you'll bounce around the countries? He said, it all depends on you, a world of, he said, all depends on of you, a world traveler or just a traveler. Let me read that again. It all depends on of you, a world traveler or just a traveler. I'm reading it how it's spelled. I'm reading it how it's spelled. I get what he's trying to say. It just depends on you. If you're a world traveler or just a traveler. So he's saying if you're just a traveler, it's okay to repeat. But if you consider yourself a world traveler, you should be definitely knocking down more countries and stop going back and forth to these same destinations over and over and over again. And that's what I said. That's what I wanted to get into. So if you consider yourself just a novel traveler, it's okay to keep going back to the Sioux. It's okay to keep going back to Colombia and Medellin. But if you want to wear the title of world traveler, you're thinking you got to keep going. You got to stop wasting these trips on the same destinations over and over again. But what if you found a place that you just know? What if you found a place that you just know is an absolute hitter? Right? It's an absolute hitter. It checks all the boxes, right? It checks all the boxes. And you know, man, listen, I want to go somewhere for a week where I can enjoy myself. I can sit back on the beach. I know I can have fun here. I know where to go here. Is there anything wrong with that, though? Leaning on old reliable. Listen, you know you got a long road trip. You might back the old Bronco out of the driveway, the old Suburban. You know what I mean? She reliable. You know? She comfortable. You know? You can always double back, but let's see the world. Then we double back to what we love. What if you haven't had enough? He said, let's see the world. We can always go back, but let's add more new destinations to the pile. But what is left of hitters? And I'm going to name off some of the ones that I think that are left. But what are left of hitters that if you was in my position where you got a week to burn in January, because you're going to burn 2 weeks in April. If I didn't have to burn 2 weeks in April, I don't even think any repeats would be in contention in January. Because I would have more. We speaking in a position of people that don't got that much time. Time is still something that we don't own. So when you're trying to map out these long trips, you want to make sure that this trip got to go right. I ain't got 9 days to go to a mediocre destination. I ain't got 9 days to go to somewhere where it was like, yo, Globe, how was that? Well, maybe it was all right. It was all right. You know? Last time I was in Cartagena, nigga, I left that motherfucker like, whoop. That motherfucker is a hitter. Overall, just the energy, the fun that you get out of that place, the beauties, the food, the nightlife, the beach, the sounds, the lights. NYC, what if I don't got no NYC the fungus? What if I don't got a chance to take a chance on a Nicaragua or Honduras or Kenya or he said, I found another wife, Globe. You stay with wives, dog. You got about 4 or 5 of them girls, so you just run through them, get a new one. Salute to you. Nicaragua is easily undefeated. I've heard about it. I've heard people say that over and over and over again. But my thing is, do I got a week to give them? Do I got a week to give a place that ain't a hitter, ain't a guaranteed hitter? Cartagena, cool. That heat is ridiculous, but it doesn't have the good nightlife. Medellin is better, in my opinion. Man, Cartagena nightlife is a hitter, man. Listen, Medell's nightlife is yes. I'm not going to argue with you on which one is better because I like both nightlifes. But Medell's nightlife is compartmentalized more than Cartagena's. And what I mean by that is Medell's nightlife is you either strictly going to Parqueros or Provenza, or pretty much everything else is compartmentalized into a GFE style. Like, you're going to have to really be on some GFE shit to go pretty much enjoy anything else, any of the rooftop bars. I mean, you could go on some single shit to those type of places, but you better know how to speak Spanish. You better know how to. You know what I'm saying? So Medell's nightlife is more compartmentalized into you can only really go to here, whereas CTG's nightlife ain't compartmentalized. It's sectionalized off. You either going to the clock tower, you going to the nightclubs that are in Hexamini, which are all still available for you to go and I'm speaking as a single man. Like, as a single man, you could go through Gethsemane and still enjoy yourself. You can go through, you can hang out in La Guido and Boca Grande. You can do the nightlife inside the clock tower, the nightlife inside the Gethsemane and outside of Gethsemane. You can do the nightlife, obviously, with the clubs, Delirium and all them. Like, you know what I mean? Like he said, Cartagena is special. It is. Nicaragua only need like 4 days. That's what I mean. So this ain't no 4-day type of deal. This is the question is there such thing as going to a place too many times, repeating a place over and over again once you fell in love with it and you don't really got the opportunity to go on a trip where you got to figure it out? You ever started a trip in a new destination and it take you 2-3 days to be like, all right, man, I done figured this place out. I know exactly what it is. You understand what happens when I hit the ground in Cartagena now? You ever seen them when them motherfuckers are in? I know you've watched 110 meters, the 100 meters, the 200, 400, right? I know y'all all have seen that, right? When they go out of the starting blocks. You ever seen the 60 meter? That's me in Cartagena. I'm the 60 meter world champion out the blocks. I'm out the blocks. Pow! Like, catch me if you can. Like, ask my boys that just went with me to Cartagena. Them niggas was like on some, I don't know what they was on, but they was on some getting up way too late, moving way too slow. Every time they would text me in the group like, yo, hey, where you at? I'm over here. Y'all can join me if you want. Oh, I'm over here. You know what I mean? Like, I'm hitting the ground running. And when you go to these fucking new places, man, you're like, and you ain't got the time really to be playing around with a new place. Man, it take a day or two to get the ground running, especially a place like Nicaragua where there's no information. There's none. Where do you go? What do you do? Where's the spots? I ain't heard a nigga ever drop no information on Nicaragua. Interstate Money, what up? What up? Salute. What's up? We're going to get into the second part here in a second. I dropped the link just in case anybody want to come up. It's up there somewhere. See how far. Yeah, it's right there. So if anybody want to come up, I dropped the link. Come on up. You know what I mean? Where else is there too, though? Like, I get it. Africa sounds good. Africa sounds cool. But you know, Africa really ain't on the map like that yet. It's niggas is trying to put it on there. But ain't nobody showed me that motherfucker's a hitter. Philippines. I hear some good stuff about it. Cuba, man. I hear a lot of fucking bullshit about it. I hear it's a great place, but I also hear a lot of, I don't know if I could be without internet and I can't get no money. I don't like being nowhere where I can't obtain any more money. I'm sure there's loopholes and there's ways around it, but that shit just sounds, sounds very inconveniency. So that leads me to be like, well, why don't I just repeat? There ain't no more, He said, I guess what you like. He said, I guess you like it. Love the Caribbean. That's my place. I guess it's what you like it. Love the Caribbean. That's my place. It's not even about the Caribbean. I'm just talking about if you got 1 week, 2 weeks, if you got 1 week, you got to you want to go somewhere where you know you're going to have fun. You know you're going to be able to do what you want to do. Is there anything wrong with repeating? Are you a stickler for, nah, man, I need a new destination, Globe, every time. I got to spend a bit here and I spend a bit there. Some people are cool with that. Some people are cool with learning a new place over and over again. I'm more of a repeater. I'm a stickler for, I'm a creature of habit. Sometimes I fall into a routine and I like it, But I know people that are like, man, I need to try this new shit. I don't like the 2-3 days of trying to figure that motherfucker out. I like just getting there and being like, all right, I'm going to go do this real quick. I'm going to go do this. I got to get this set up. I know where to go here. Oh, yeah. That motherfucker over there, I remember last time they didn't motherfucking want to give me no motherfucking money, so I ain't going up in there. I'm going to go up. Last time I was in here, this motherfucker was lit. You know what I mean? Like, instead of You know, I seen when everybody went to Cali, and I know motherfuckers had a good time. Niggas was lost. niggas was lost. Money Travels in the building. What's good?
What's good, Glow Salute? How you?
I'm good, family. What it do?
I can't call it. Yo, I was listening to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm more like you. Like, for example, like like for me, it's the Caribbean. Like I skip from island to island. You know what I'm saying? Like Barbados, Bahamas, St. Kitts, St. Croix, St. Thomas, Jamaica, Guyana, Trinidad. Those are those are places that I love, right?
Mm-hmm.
So even St. Vincent, uh Dominica, not Dominican Republic, but Dominica, the little smaller.
Yeah, the small one down at the bottom. Yo, can y'all still hear me? What just happened? I don't know. Can y'all hear me? Am I good? Testing 1, 2, 3. It looks like I'm good. Somebody give me an update in the chat real quick. Everything just cut out at once. So I don't know. He was talking and then I said something and it stopped. Somebody give me I know you guys in the bushes don't want to say nothing, but somebody that's already jumped in the chat already. He said, only you. Okay, all right. Thank you, best friend EVA. Salute to you. Salute to the new people in the building that I haven't really synced around here before. Appreciate y'all, man. I making my way back round, riding around. I don't know what she said, but I'm on now. Salute to everybody. So yeah. Oh, we're gonna get into the other part in a second. Maybe we'll get Elroy to pop up here and we'll get into that part. Money Travels is back.
Okay, yeah, my bad, my bad. But like I was saying though, yeah, so the Caribbean, like those places, those are my. That's why I feel home. I could kick off my shoes, take off my hat. I could do my thing. That's why I love it. At like I
Mhm.
was saying, I don't know if I cut off when I was saying it, but I've been all over DR. I've been up to Costanza. I've been to Nagua. I've been all over the island, but I only been to Sewell one night. I stayed in Sewell one night and I was gone. But for me, I go where I'm loved. I go where I'm shown love, and this is places I like to be.
Yeah, so you more like me. You would rather just go somewhere, and even if it's you know, it seems like you jumped around and went to a lot. But now here's the question. This will ring in what I'm trying to say. Now that you've jumped around to a lot of those Caribbean nations, do you find yourself going back to one more often than the others?
Yes, Jamaica.
Jamaica. So you found the one that you like, that you know is a guaranteed hitter. So if you like, man, I need a guaranteed trip. I don't feel like doing none of that new shit. You going to Jamaica?
I'm out. That's it. I really can move there. I can move there, live there. That's it for me. Yeah, 100%. But now, if I got more time on my hands, because at the end of the day, we all working, man. We all hustling and bustling, trying to get our paper, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I know my time is limited. Now, if I get some regular time on my hands, and okay, I got places I would like to visit, like Ethiopia. I would like to touch Ethiopia. I would like to touch Eritrea. I would like to touch a couple of places. But if I got a short period of time, I got this week on my hand, 9 days, 11 days, whatever. Jamaica, most definitely.
Okay. Yeah, see, that's my thing. I got a trip coming up, a big one, in April. But because of the April trip, I'm handcuffed to maybe, and then I got a huge trip with my kids in June. We going on a cruise. So it's like I'm handcuffed to pretty much this trip and my April trip, probably until, you know, I might could sneak a little weekend or something in July and August, but the next big trip would be October, November. So my thing is, I want to go somewhere I know April is going to be a Sammy Sosa, Mark McGuire, fucking, Barry Bonds when they was all going back and forth hitting 70 home runs. That's how April's trip going to be. That motherfucker out the park. So I'm like in January. I'm like, do I want to waste my time getting a new country under my belt, like a Cuba? Obviously, I do want to go to Brazil, but I feel like I'm not ready for Brazil yet. Just not even like financially or personally or travel experience. Why I'm just not ready to go to Brazil because I want to do Brazil a totally different way.
Right.
So I'm like, do I repeat or do I not repeat?
You most definitely repeat because at the end of the day, for the most part, it's about time and it's about money, right? So you
Mhm.
don't want to go to Cuba, waste a bag, and not enjoy it, and say, "Damn, now I'm still gonna enjoy it with my kids regardless." But that trip that I had for myself, my alone time, I just really wasted it. I went somewhere, but I didn't get the feel of it. So for right now, since I got this little short period of time, then at the end of the day, you know what? I'm gonna go where I love, knock it out the box, go with my kids, and then my next trip, while I got time, man, then I'm gonna try something new.
Yeah, that's how I am. But you had like who was it? He said, I gotta see the world. Who was it? NYC the fungus. He was like, we can always double back, but let's see the world. Then we double back to what we love. What do you say to that comment earlier? Because that was a good comment.
What I say is this. I say it all depends on how much time you got on your hands. Because my like next year, okay, I got two places in mind that I really, really want to go next year. So now, and you tell me what you think about this. I want to go to China for business purposes, but at the same time, I'm a see, but I want to really go for. I'm trying to start something off, and China got what I need, so I want to go there for that. Then I also want to go to one of the spots that I've always been wanting to go to is Ethiopia.
Mm.
So what should I do?
I mean, obviously the business got to get handled first. So China's definitely got to be locked in place. If that's you seem like you got your business mind on that. So, you know, that's got to be handled. And I also have Ethiopia on my list because I think Ethiopian women are some of the most beautiful women on this planet.
Facts.
Like I've seen
So
some beautiful Ethiopian women.
me too. Like I see them every time I go to the airport where I'm at. It's a lot of them working there, and sometimes you think they're from Ethiopia, but they from I think I'm pronouncing it right. And Atria,
Tria. That's
right?
another one I want to go to, a Tria.
So they be from there, and they all but they look the same. So now, now here's a dilemma. So if I go to China, I feel like I could stop in the Philippines, so and go from Philippines to China, maybe come back and then go home. Now here's another thing. While I'm there, should I go to the Philippines or should I go to Thailand before I go to China?
Whew. Thailand, 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 and Thailand.
You know
Man,
what I'm saying?
Thailand is well, that's the reason why I'm gonna be screwed up as far as time because I'm giving up another. And I said I wasn't gonna do it back to back because of how much I had to give, how much time I had to give up to go to Thailand. But that motherfucker was such a hitter. I'm willing to put myself in the predicament that I'm in now, where I'm saying, do I waste another stamp on a country that I have fucking 15 of them already in my book? That is all of the result of Thailand. That's the result of taking off 17 days out of your life and going halfway across the world.
Right. So now, and the reason why I said it because I work in the medical field with a lot of people that's from the Philippines, and everybody I run into, they telling me Philippines, Philippines, Philippines. You know what I'm saying?
I've heard about Philippines, but oof, if you ain't been to Thailand, man, you need to definitely experience that on whatever level of travel you like to do. They offer it, even whatever. It ain't it don't got to be one specific reason.
Right.
It's an amazing place. So
Gotcha. So let me ask you this. So okay, nowadays, right, in the space that we in, because I've seen I seen you come in and I seen your growth, right? I
Mm-hmm.
seen you. I seen now. I gotta tell you this. I gotta be straight up with you, right?
Yep.
One time, I say, I said, and maybe it's because of work. I can't really say, but when you had your thing going, you had your thing going. Then you did I think like the morning show, right?
Yep.
You had a morning show going that was popping because brothers going back on their way to work, so it was something to tune in with, right? I feel that's a good space for people to grab because at the end of the day, it's all about people commuting and people always like to listen to podcasts or even stuff on the radio, Steve Harvey, all that type of stuff while they commute. So you definitely had a good space there. Then you dropped off, maybe because you got busy. Because I know your job is kind of, what I'm saying, you moved up in your job, so you kind of got busy. But you was on your way. You was doing your thing, man. They just, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, so that's exactly what happened. So if you rewind back to that period, shit, we was booming. We was doing good. We was trending in the right direction. We had the morning show every morning with me. It started off with me and Bipolar. Then it was me, Myskins, Primo, and them, and then it was a bunch of us, man, and it evolved, and that's exactly what happened. Like at that point, I had to give up something to focus on what I needed to do to get to where I'm at now, and so I took the YouTube out of my, I said, fuck it, I gotta focus on. I got to take that time away and utilize that time to focus on getting this next step. And that's what I did. And I'm there now. So I got more time. So I'm back.
Facts. Gotcha.
You know what I mean? I got more free time. So I'm back. You know what I mean? But that was actually what happened. And I just, I got busy and I had to take a dive out of the space. And, I think I killed myself at the time where I think I could have kind of crossed, and we was doing good. We was building, but it is what it is. It's a hobby for me, so I didn't care.
Right.
I didn't care. But yeah, you hit the nail on the coffin.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? And I had to dive away too, because at that time I was very visible, and I was, we was doing a lot, so I had to calm down that and kind of, rein it in. I still got to rein it in, but I fuck with it. I fuck with this space. I try to stay in it.
So now, since you've been gone and you came back, and the space has took a turn since you've been gone, a lot has happened. You've seen it. A lot's happened. A lot's changed, right?
Yeah.
So now, let's go back to when you first came into space. When I first was aware of you, and how the space was then. What do you say? Because I'm an observant person, and for me, I'm a little bit different than maybe some people, I don't know, but I like to see the part of the space where brothers talking, traveling, doing things, being successful in life, business wise, all that. That's my part of the traveling. So how could we now make a turn and say, you know what? Listen, it's a lot of bullshit in the space. It's entertaining, but at the same time, what could we do to get some of the brothers back to a point where, we looking at some real nice footage, you know what I'm saying? You got some real life, nice lives going on, and we can sit back and just enjoy, you know what I'm saying, the footage, the content.
I think, and you got some good ones today, boy. So, let me rein this in properly. So you was right. When I first came into the space, it was about, what I loved about the space was the topics. So topics were like huge in the space, because that's where I used to come in. Like I used to sit down and be like, I got to come up with the best topic. And that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm just trying to get the flow back. So some of these topics are like, all right, to repeat or not to be. That's just me trying to catch my flow again and just get my brain circulating on shit to talk about that pertains to travel. So basically what I used to try to do was take what the space was topics, information, and then there was always this pressure to put out content, right? And put out videos. And Like if you was going to do lives, you had to have topics and panelists. Like we used to do interviews and, we would talk about people's first trips, and people used to come up and talk about their trip and talk about where they're going to. And we used to give information, and that's kind of how you used to get your spot in this space. Was you had to travel a lot. And that's kind of how I got my space. I was always traveling, and I was always in the chats, and people was always asking me shit. So I just started going live. And so you had to do that. You had to travel, trust people, had to trust your opinion because they've seen you in these places. They've seen you stay there. So now they want to jump on the panel and be like, yo, yeah, I went there, bro. That shit was dope. And the niggas used to tell their stories, the come truck with me's, the Dom Pops, motherfuckers used to come up and tell their stories and talk about their first trips. And niggas used to pass information. I got a lot of my information from, people like Keith and Barber World and just all the different people we used to listen to. I'm not gonna lie, Keith and Flyboy, they were all very good information for Cartagena and Medellin. When I first started going, I would revert back to like when I used to get a crib where I was allowed to stay in, and then I would get a crib where I called it the Smash Pad, and that was the Ethnic Thematic. It was right over top of Delirium. So I used to get the balcony over top of Delirium. I used to go live there. Like, that's what the space used to be about. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And now it's evolved, but that's everything evolves. It's evolved into this now where it's all about beefing. Now beefing took over. First thing when we got into this roasting, funny, talking about niggas fucking up on their trips, to beefing and crashing. It's all about every time you turn it on, it's just crashing out, and niggas focused on that's the wave now. It's like you got to do something crazy. It's got to be something going on. It's got to be some type of intensity or some. You're stuck or you don't like, nobody wants to hear information anymore. No one gives a fuck about where to stay. And crazy part about it is information is so powerful now because of what's going on in Medi, what's going on in Cartagena, what's going on in Sosua, the different changes that are happening. People don't know all the changes that are happening in Pattaya with the Airbnbs. Like, motherfuckers don't know that. You don't hear that because no one's fucking talking about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
and the begging, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so then, okay, so now, you got, so basically at the end of the day, what we need to see as a viewer, right? Because I'm an East Coast guy like you, right?
mm-hmm.
So I like to see brothers, because right now you can listen, anytime you turn to anything right now, it's boring. Like, I can't really. You know what I'm saying? Like, remember back in the day, Razor Rage got a live. That shit gonna be popping. It's gonna be 300 people in the live, right?
Yeah.
And it's gonna be an epic live. And then you might have this person just going on a trip, and we're gonna see what this person do on a trip, or this person talk about a trip. And it was just like that. Now it's just all dead, and it's just straight lives, and then the lives ain't really about too much traveling anymore. You might get maybe an hour, if that, out of travel, then the rest is regular talk.
Yeah, that's why that's one of the things that I'm trying my best to do is when I get up here is keep it travel oriented. Talk about, something that pertains to, I know the other night we roasted and we clowned. That's, you got to keep some fun in it as well. But I want to get back to, the new people. Now, my reach isn't as strong as everybody else's, but I want the new guys that are going to destinations, like everybody that's going to Thailand now. Like, I want them people to come out and reach out and talk about, like, I got an interview that I'm working on right now with somebody that I'm trying to get them to come up and talk about all the different places that they went to. So we're going to get back to that. I want to get back to interviewing and talking to people about the different destinations they went to, and, getting the shit back, moving to what it was and what was made me want to join this. And that was listening to people talk about their trips when I wasn't on mine. So be like, yeah, man, that was dope. You know what I mean? Coming up and telling, you used to have to come up and talk about where you was going or where you went, and you had to have knowledge about these places to hold strong on these panels, or people would call you out and get you through there. Like motherfuckers would laugh you out if you couldn't prove by the way you talked about a place. If you didn't understand it, you didn't have stories, or you didn't have visual aspects where motherfuckers could verify that you was there. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I used to maneuver through. Like, nobody could ever took to the fact that the nigga glowed. Like, Cartagena, and Cartagena was one of the places that was always talked about. So it was like, oh, if a nigga talk about Cartagena, I'm in. That I used to. It was like a Batman signal in the sky. Back then, niggas would talk about Sosua, and if you hadn't been, you would kind of stay in the chat, or you would jump up on the panel and be like, oh yeah, I was thinking about going, or whatever. You would type in the chat, yeah, okay, I hear y'all talking about that. But then when a nigga would pop up a place that you went to, it would be like, oh, that's my cue. Boom, I'm up here, yeah. Oh yeah, this is what you do, bro. This is where you go. This is my little insight on Cartagena. Stay away from this. Don't do this. Boop it a boop. Bop, 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 bam, don't go here. And then it would be like, hey, we would all fight for yo. Like say the dude was on my panel, or he was on Ice's panel, or even back then Rello's panel, or Keith's panel, or anybody's panel back then, or a year ago or 2 years ago. We would all fight for this piece of the story. Like, someone would get it first, and then everybody else would get their own segment of a person's first trip, especially if it was crazy, like the Don Pop story. Everybody remember the Don Pop story when Don Pop went to Sosua, spent $3,000 in 4 days, and like, that's all everybody was talking about, and that's all everybody cared about. It amped everybody up to go to Sosua. Niggas was telling stories. You know what I mean?
Right. And I'm gonna tell you this too. A lot of times, what I used to watch is used to watch like when people put clips together, right? So say I remember the time you put a clip together where y'all had went to and it was a dope clip too. This how I remember it. When y'all went to I think it was maybe Cartagena. Yeah, it had to be Cartagena, and y'all had all the boats, and y'all was out there. Y'all was going from one boat to the next boat, and y'all was doing y'all thing.
Yeah.
So that's see, stuff like that. That's what need to come back to the space, because that show certain people a different light. Because you got a lot of new people who came into the space. So brother would be like, damn, I ain't know it's like that out there, and the brothers really do that thing, and it opens up the door and show a different light. Because right now we only seeing a person going somewhere, black screens, walking down the streets, or sitting on the couch. That ain't gonna inspire anybody to kind of travel. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, you going that, I mean, and I'm one to now. I used to, try to or did it, put joints on and put parties together and try to, we did the Cholon boat party on live, and we did the Punta Cana villa party with the 2 joints and Primo and all that. Like, but now I just try to give people when I like in a destination, I try to talk about that destination when I'm live, talk about what's going on, updates about the place, what to look out for, what not to look out for, giving people still like vibes about the places. It's still hitting, what's still vibing, you know what I mean, what's still going on, and putting out, like me and Ice, when we came together, we tried to give people an insight of how Sosua is now. Like, is it the same Sue that it was before? No. Like, I try to keep my shit on is the current path of where I'm at. And right now, where I'm at is, it seems like it's going to be a return back to Cartagena, back to Colombia. So you're going to hear that. Like, and when we get back from that, you're going to hear us talk about Thailand for a lot, with mixtures of other things. Like, I try to keep the vibe on what's next, what flag is planted over top of the fucking White House, and that's whatever we're going to next.
Got you. And another thing, so you think it's another spot in DR that cats can go to now that the shoe ain't like it used to be? Is another spot that brothers can find and say, you know what, We're gonna plant our flag here, and this is gonna be the next spot.
Boca Chica has untapped potential if they wasn't so scammy. They're such scammers that I don't think it could ever come back. But Boca Chica's got some potential, man, for a lot. Santo Domingo, Punta Cana, is always gonna keep niggas priced out. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, but we're talking about, for the space. So when you say for the brothers in the space, you want to think in economic terms. What the space is more of a. That's why Sosúa was so popular, because it was economically friendly. You know what I mean? You could take 1,500 and have an amazing trip. 1,500 ain't gonna do you much. You're gonna have a good time in Punta Cana, but you're not gonna have. It's gonna go quick. It's gonna go
100%. I was in Punta Cana. I stayed in when I was in Punta Cana. I stayed in Radisson Blue. So I like to go to the all-inclusive joints and just go outside, but at the same time, because it's like the best of both worlds. You got the vacation part where you were on all-inclusive, and you can meet other people. Like there was some Russian chicks there was some German chicks there, whatever the case may be. And then at the same time, you can step off and get the local vibe too. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
yeah,
that's
Las Terrenas is I'm hearing is really dope. They have a good nightlife scene, and there's some beautiful, beautiful women out there. But I don't think there will never be anything in the DR that's gonna offer what Sosúa offers. Sosúa was special, man. Even against any place that I've ever been to, the Soo was always for me. The Soo was always a great place to go and relax and turn up if I wanted to. But it never gave me that Cartagena, Thailand, Medellin, Santo Domingo vibe where I'm ready to party. Like the Soo was always a great relaxing trip for me, where I could just get up, hop on my quad, ride down to either Flips, Bailey's, or Wings and Waffles, get some breakfast. By the time I get my breakfast, it's things is moving, things is shaking in, and go to the beach, eat nice on the beach. There's beauties walking up and down and around, and just ride around on the quad all day, and just go get me a beer here and sit and chill, and just the vibes, the laughs, the camaraderie. That was that's what's dead. What was great about Sosúa was the heart and soul of Sosúa. The vibes and the way it changed throughout the day. The vibe would just change. The energy would pick up. The nightlife would take over, and it was still so safe and dope and catered to us. And that was what was dope about it. And they killed that. They hit that motherfucker. And I always said too, man, if they wanted to really make a point in any of these destinations, Sosúa would be the one that they would succeed in. They're not going to ever succeed in Medellin, Cartagena, or anywhere, because you can mask yourself in these destinations as just going in and having a good time and enjoying yourself. It's not a full-fledged monger destination. But anything in Sosúa, you go into the Soo, niggas is over. Motherfuckers, 9 times out of 10, if you go into the Soo, post this operation, you know what I'm saying? Like, there ain't many ways you could motherfucking there ain't many ways you could get out of that.
Right. And when I know where it was going down, I'm gonna tell you, I watched it. So, like I tell everybody, so you remember when King Lockett was there, right? So at the top, King Lockett, the Lions Den. I don't know if you remember King Lockett or not. So King Lockett was there. He was there. When he was there, I'm gonna tell you who was there. He was there. Big J's Escape was there. Taylor May was there. This was around this time, right? And then once Bo Rakes started to distance himself from Sosúa, right?
Mm-hmm.
I seen it going down a little bit, but it still had a vibe. But I seen it going down little by little by little to the point where it's at now.
Man, I'm telling you, anything post the last time I went, like the last time I think, which was in September 2024, anything post that I can't tell you about. But September 2024, that motherfucker was the Sue. And if it was still like that today, I would have definitely been back a couple times already by now. But because it died out, like Sue would have been in contention right now for me to go for that week if it was the same like it used to be, man, because that motherfucker was a hitter. And it was special. There's no place on this motherfucker that I've been to like Bailey's yet. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen a place like maybe Cocal for breakfast, but not for that price. Cocal for breakfast is it's gonna cost you. Cocal for breakfast, $250, all inclusive. Yeah, $250, easy, $300. But Bailey's, I still to this day can't explain to people Bailey's, and people look at me like I'm fantasizing it, like I'm making up a fantasy place when I tell motherfuckers about Bailey's. They be like, no way. And then I show them. They're like, man, get the fuck out of here, man. That place, yeah, right, man. I'm like, all right. That place existed. You know, no more, but it did. That place was special.
So you said Boca Chica could be like that, but they just scam too much now.
Scam too much, bro. Yeah, Boca Chica set up just like the Sue with a better beach. With a way better beach. Because their beach, the way it's set up, is dope. And they got restaurants all the way down the beach. And they like you're literally facing the ocean. Like
and they got hotels all the way down the too.
All the way down that motherfucker waterfront hotels, condominiums, villas. And it's all within a nice circle. And if they would put quads out there and regulate the quads. That's why I said, man, if we had connections, man, you know what I mean? Hold on. I'm answering the message real quick. Hold up. Hold up. One second. Hold up. All right. Yeah, so so what I was saying was regulate the ATVs, right? Make niggas wear helmets, make the people get them fucking, owned properly and set up, and motherfuckers don't be acting stupid. Allow the girls to come in. They got shit set up there where they put the tables and shit in the streets, and then they got the bars and the restaurants going down the street, and you could just walk down the street, pop up at one of the tables in the bars. Man, yes, Boca Chica could definitely be him. And
on top of that, most of them coming from right there, Santo Domingo.
Dude, it's their backyard. Away, so you can flood that motherfucker. Just whoo. Yeah. You get flipped to put a flip-flop sports bar too. You know what I'm saying? You could, it's got potential, man. I've drove around that motherfucker and just looked at the untapped potential, and they building everything out there. The problem is, though, I think I think the whole island trying to get this Punta Cana style dollar, and I'm not gonna say that they not gonna get it, because when I was in Sosua, I've never seen that, and I'm gonna say this politically correct. I've never seen that many Caucasian groups of men. My fault. I seen mad groups of Caucasian men in Sosua this time, and if anybody was out there for the week after Halloween, or listen, I'm telling you, it was more ass men. Listen, I said the same thing to Ice, and Ice was like, yo, you right. I have not families, and I've seen a lot of Caucasian families and women, but I've seen a lot of Caucasian men, groups, 3, 4, 5 of them in groups, riding around, walking around.
So let me put this in your ear. This gonna bug you out. Me and somebody was talking about the same thing, what you talking about right now, right? And I
Yep.
got my Cody, he got deported back to DR. He lives in DR. He from Nagua. He lives there. So I be talking to him, and we be having this conversation. So think about it. And I'm from Brooklyn. I'm from New York. So all major cities, right? It's the
Mm-hmm.
same way. It's the same way. Gentrification all over the world, bro.
Yeah. And look, I took some little, so my guy, I didn't know them, like, I'm small. So I don't never expect no one to be watching my live. So let me go back. So it said, "Hey, call me. You aware? This is some message that somebody sent my boy, and he's just sent it to me. He said, "Hey, call me. You aware that everything that you are saying to Globe is out live all over everywhere? That is cool. Just be careful what you say. Everybody's watching his videos now. Can hear you. Sound good as usual, my brother. This is my friend who wrote me this, right?"
Yeah.
So, and then they sent him the picture of my live, and it's live from the DR. Is the Sioux lit enough? And I took it, and the motherfucker bet, like, this is my dog, man. This is, someone that I've rocked with in the DR every time I go. Motherfucker drive Santo Domingo, Punta Cana, pick me up wherever. You know what I mean? And he's built, not building. He has started an engineering business in the DR, and he's doing dope. And he's the one that's going to be building my house. So we was really talking a business this time. Like, we was on some business shit, and I was laying down, I didn't really tell anybody, but we was laying down like real concrete plans for me to build my crib in the DR, because I'm not fucking playing no games like anybody else. Like, I'm about to really build my shit within the next couple of years. And I'm putting in concrete plans to buy some land first, get that secured, so then I can start getting the materials and building my shit slowly but surely. So somehow somebody was watching my shit, and we asked them, finally got to talk to the person that was watching it, and got talked to by, that got it sent by someone else, and they said that I was saying the same comments that I'm saying now. That when I was in the DR, I was talking about the influx of Caucasian people that I seen in the Sioux, and they told him, "Yo, we can't be talking about, like, don't be talking like that, because it could fuck us up." And I told him, like, I'll never put you in that position. It ain't gonna fuck me up. So I'm not gonna never put you in that position where I put you in a video with me, and they see you in that video, and I'm talking like that. So that there's some deep pockets out there, and you got to just, ain't nobody gonna be able to stop whatever's gonna be happening. So Sue is over.
Right. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Because before I was looking to do the same thing you was gonna do, right? But you know, once I seen a couple of things, I'm like, nah. Because for me, whether I get a crib, I don't want to Airbnb it out. That's not what I want it for. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to go there when I go. I don't want nobody else in my spot, bro. I'm just like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because I can't be comfortable in it, because at the end of the day, because if you Airbnb it, thinking Chicas done been there, right? They done been there. They know the spot, and you can't really get it how you want to get it and be comfortable. For me, anyway. So at the end of the day, for the most part, I said if I was to get a spot anywhere, I don't want Airbnb it out, because I don't want nobody to know about it.
yeah,
So I kind of changed up my thing. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, but for the most part, man, all over the world you see there, right? Colombia, now they starting to do the same thing. They starting to try to weed brothers out, right? And all that, right?
yeah,
It's gentrification all over the world that's happening, bro. Even in Jamaica, right? It's the Chinese though. It's the Chinese taking over the island. They buying up all the beaches and all that. Everywhere you go, gentrification. So let's tell you that something's about to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's how I play my hand as far as like, okay, I travel, but let me fall back on this traveling for a little bit, stack my bread, and if I'm gonna buy something somewhere, now is the time. You gotta play the hand like they play the hand. If you see them buying, you know it's time to buy. If you see them holding back and chill, you gotta chill. So I know now, even like in North Carolina, places like that, a lot of businesses they buying up all the property, all the land. So that's what I'm on right now.
Yeah, like that's what I'm, there's a part of the, and I'm not gonna give it out, but there's a part of the DR, in a good proximity to a great portion of the DR in the North Coast that's untapped, but as close as they're building, they're not building far away, and the numbers are for land are for the piece of land that they showed me and walked it, man, and how close it was. I could ride my quad peacefully, and I could be in Puerto Plata or the Sioux in a good amount of time on the quad.
Right.
My speed bike, shit, I'm gonna be there quickly. In my car, I'm gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? So, and it was for some really good numbers, man. You talking all in from land to all the way up, shit, to lights on, shit, man, you talking 200, man, 225, 250 if I get crazy and put a pool in it.
Oh yeah.
250 all the way if I put a pool. And I'm talking,
Right.
I was talking spicy. I was talking gates. I was showing them pictures because every time I'm in the DR and I see one of them villas, I take pictures of like different ways I want it. Like, oh yeah, that's dope. That's dope. I like that. That's cool. Okay, I'm gonna duplicate this. And when I just stayed in this villa in Boca Chica, right? The way they had it set up was amazing, and that's how I'm trying to duplicate my shit. So when you walk into the crib, when you open the door, you go into the crib, right? Now they don't gutted it out and made it into Airbnb. So, but I would have kept it raw. And like you got the room, you gonna have one room here, your kitchen and all that stuff here, rooms upstairs, and then you walk back, and they had the open pool area with the deck, the barbecue grill, the bathroom, TV, and it was all within the crib. You didn't have to go outside to get to the pool, and you can't get to my pool because it's basically in the crib, but it's outside. That shit was dope. And I'm like, yeah, look, take that. And when I was telling motherfuckers, they was like, yeah, man, you looking like two. And motherfuckers was saying like they were scared to lean to like they was like 215. And if you put a pool like 225, 250, maybe they was like, and they were like maybe strong maybes. And I'm like, y'all niggas is bugging. Let me get, and I'm like, bro, let me buy this land. And y'all niggas put my crib up like that, man. I'm gonna be here every month checking on y'all niggas. Cause it shit sound too good to be true. Bro, for 50 out here, bro, I'm getting a fucking 1-bedroom, a 2-bedroom, run down, fixer upper, single family rancher in the worst cul-de-sac possible for two. And that bitch is needed. I'm talking that bitch is fixer upper. She need a roof. She need plumbing. They done took all the copper out. And I'm talking about marble floors. I'm talking about the dope floors. I'm talking about big high windows, high ceiling. I'm talking 2-3 bedrooms, garage, gate.
But let me ask you a question though. So okay. So now with this, say you get this, right? So you're gonna just move there, you're gonna just live there, that's it, or you still gonna be back and forth?
So my preliminary plan is to build it up, pay for it and build it while I'm working in here, and to start putting money away for me to live there. But as the realization of the numbers of how much money it's going to cost me to really do it, I think there's a real possibility that I'm going to have to still work 6 months out of the year. So I would say I'm going to be 6 months, and then I'm going to be, for a while, I'm going to be 6 months still in the States, because I'm trying to do this when I'm thinking like 45. So I got like 7 years to go, 6, 7 years. I got like 7 years to go. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So, but the realization is, I don't know if I'm gonna have the long-term money to just leave the States and not have, So I'll probably do, as of right now, I'll probably do 6 months until into my 50s. And then I'll trim that down. That's the goal, to make it real.
Right. Or at the end of the day, for the most part, you already got the knowledge, right?
Yeah.
And if you can, because look, see, some people have it good, like you, for example. I was looking at a video today, and the video I was looking at, the guy was in Guala. You ever heard of Guala, right?
Mm-mm.
Guala's in Santo Domingo. It's a neighborhood in Santo Domingo called Guala. Look that up when you get a chance. A YouTube video, and the whole Santo Domingo, what they need is something that you went to. They need a company to come through and get their trash, bro.
I know, bro. You don't think I don't see the potential in that? It's scary because it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money involved. And it's scary to do it in that type of country or get involved because of the politics.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And you ain't Dominican, somebody gonna try to cut you out. Once they learn it and all that, get him out of here. We're gonna take this.
They're not gonna try. They are.
Right. Yeah.
They're 100% gonna see what I'm doing, see how I'm doing it. Let me put it together. Let me make a little bit of cheese, and then they're gonna take it all. And kick me out of the country. And then kick me out of the country and say I did something.
Facts. Yeah.
So
facts.
That's a tough one because you're talking real political. This ain't opening a Airbnb or nightclub or a restaurant. This is getting into government money, international shipping, and yes, there's gonna be some players. You need a player.
Right.
You're gonna need an ally, a player that can get involved.
Got to have it.
Because they're not stupid. That's my thing. They're not stupid to think that that they don't know, they don't see it, they don't know it, they don't have some way to do it. I'm sure they're, it's a beautiful country, so they're not gonna open up a bunch of landfills. So you would have to, open up, other avenues. And the biggest one is wasted energy, man. And I'm telling you what, with their electrical issues and some of these destinations that I've been to, where the power go out, I'm telling you, you get a big player in there, So I know that they know this stuff. Like, they're doing it all around the world. These guys are making billions of dollars off this shit. you know, I would love to be a part of it. That's all I can say, man. I would love to be a part of it. Salute the Razor Rays. I don't know if that's the real Rays or not, but salute. Salute to you, Rays, in the building. If that's the real Rays. Till live in 5 minutes, okay? You ain't got to worry about me hurting you. You ain't got to worry about little old Globe hurting your numbers. So, yeah, don't think that that they don't have that option. Salute. Appreciate it. But don't think that they don't know that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he asked me out. That's my real, because I did some real numbers and some real multi-year mapping and planning. Came to a realization that I'm going to be about 30, 40 grand, 50 grand short every year with inflation rolling year over year. And that number just going to get deeper and deeper every year if I don't supplement. I'm going to be spending money. So even if I start, so I'm going to buy my land, build my house, buy my, my truck, one quad and one, like a speed bike. I don't want no like motorcycle. I want one of them fast ass, like, yeah, I'm fast. I seen one in Medellin, and I've always wanted to be like, I don't know what that was. They're like a souped up dirt bike, but that bitch wasn't a dirt bike. I call it a fast bike. I don't know what it was. That it's all good, bro. He said, come speak on Thailand one day. Any day, man. Anytime you ever want me on your joint, Ray, you gonna let me know about that. And I'll come up, talk about Thailand. We're going back in April. We're going to Cartagena and Medellin in January. So, I'm doing the back door. So I'm not going to Medellin in the front door. I'm going through the back door. Avoid them screening processes. But yeah. I want me one of them real fast bikes so I can just take off. I'm fast, motherfuckers. Like one of them KTXs, I think it is. What's the motherfucker? Let me see. KTM is what it is. I want me a motherfucking KTM. That's what it is. I'm going to get me a KTM. I don't want them fast shits, though. And that's why I chose, I don't know, like a KTM Duke. Yeah, something like that. Them fast ass bikes, bro. You know what I mean? Get one of them. Get my whip. So I'm going to get all that while I'm working. While I'm still working. I'm going to work on each one of those pieces and send it over. That's why I don't never want to burn the bridges of the people that I'm building relationship with, because I'm giving them tests along the way that they have to pass to keep moving step by step. And what they don't realize is I'm testing them to see how they respond to certain situations, how they react to certain situations. Like I'm doing little stuff, like little tests just to test people's reactions, responses, to see if they true or, and it's a long game. You know what I mean? It's a long game that you got to play and continuing to build trust and build relationship. And it's tough with people that you only see 3 or 4 times a year, maybe, but you got to test them each time with little, because these are people that I'm going to be trusting to send a car to, send a bike to, you know, trusting people with my name and some large amounts of bread that I'm going to be putting down on property and material and choices. And so all that passed. I'm like, all right, I can get all of that just by working, but we're going to have to tone our life down. Then it's, okay, how many years after that, after we don't got all that, do we got left to continue to put bread away, invest so we have this money, that then when we get there, how long until the money ran out? If we don't have a supplemented full-time income coming in, whether we get this business that we've never fully been able to get off the ground, or we hopefully invest in something that hits, that's going to give us a decent return. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I come to the realization where I had to put a plan together that, okay, what can I do 6 months out of the year where I control the what I do, how I do it, the revenue, the flow. You know what I'm saying? So what up, man? Appreciate you, man. We had Money Talks in the building earlier. He came through and gave us a couple of minutes ago, gave us some great talking points. But yeah, so and it could draw me some revenue throughout the year, but I'm gonna have to work it 6 months out of the year to really see the revenue that I want. You know what I mean? And maybe then I can let somebody else drive it for 6 months out of the year, which that's not going to always work. So it's like, you know, that might work for a couple years, but so basically you can hear my plan, kind of what my plan is going to be. And that's going to be to get me a truck, and I'm going to work the truck 6 months out the year, and I'm going to let somebody else work in. And I got a lane that's always going to be open where I know I can make, you know, all in, I could probably make, you know, 3-4 grand a week. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, after maintenance, upkeep, fees, and all that shit, we might be able to draw our income that we need. You know what I mean? So you got to have a plan for everything, man. You got to have a plan. If you can't plan for one thing and you think it's going to go, and then you ain't got a backup plan. You know what I mean? We got another plan to just work odd in jobs. You know what I mean? 6 months out of the year, and then leave, and, you know, like a seasonal job, maybe go get a seasonal job every year from, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just different ways to supplement. But we're going to have to supplement that income for sure. We're going to have to supplement that income. You know what I mean? So, and the way it's looking right now, to leave before I'm 50, definitely gonna have to work 6 months out the year. You know what I mean? So, and it'd be like, well, which 6 months would you work? That's a good question. I haven't decided what 6 months of the year I would work. Probably I would probably pick the September, October, November, December, January, you know, that wing of months. You know what I'm saying? Because then, this is my thing. If I work those wing of the months, you know, I'll have off, you know, probably February, March, April, May, June, July, August. You know what I mean? And it's like you already here for the holidays. You know what I mean? You know, it's a lot more opportunities for jobs during those type of months, nigga. Hey, I know I used to say it all the time. But don't y'all niggas say nothing to me. You see me in one of these cities as a Walmart greeter. Hey, how you doing? How you doing there, sir? Hey, ain't that Glow? Nigga, I knew you used to talk all that shit about being a Walmart greeter, but look at you. Now you a Walmart greeter. I own my crib in the DR. Nigga gonna be like, nigga, get the fuck out of here, nigga. You don't own no crib in the DR, nigga. You a Walmart greeter. But shit. Hey, catch a nigga in Home Depot 6 months out of the year. Catch a nigga in fucking what's it called? Damn, what's it called? Spirit of Halloween store. Yeah, catch a nigga in there in Halloween time. Nigga, I be jumping, hey, just to get that check. You know what I mean? Look, I need to make 1,000. I need to make 1,500 a week. I'll hustle. Fuck it. And the rest of the time, I'll be in the crib till I can figure out a way to do it full time. So that's the real smart way to move overseas, man, is to plan it out properly. Do each step, you know. And I know somebody will be like, well, Globe, that's kind of like half the way of doing it. But you should grind more and wait until you can fully afford to retire and move there. But it's like, man, fuck that. I'm not making somebody else rich. And like, my thought process is, yeah, I could do that, right? But what's the guarantee that I'm gonna be on this motherfucker until I'm, you know what I mean? What's the guarantee that there's no guarantees? Is basically what I'm saying. There's no guarantees of anything. So I want to be able to live, and even if it's just 6 months out of the year, fuck it. You know what I mean? Fuck it. Enough to pay for my motherfucking health care and have the cheese I need to keep putting it away, and have the money to take back home and be able to still, take care of my property. You know what I mean? Take care of my bike and my car and my quad. Keep my shit up to date. Hey, nigga gonna be over. Nigga gonna be 6 months out of the year, and then trim it down each year. You know what I mean? Each couple years I could trim it down. All right. Now I only work 3 months out of the year. That's why I think the truck will be more feasible than the that's why I think the truck will be more of a feasible option than the working. You know what I mean? And I still might do that though. I still might work too. Like if I can get a truck and just put somebody in it and just give them a full-time job, but that's going to trim the money down. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to pay a driver. You got to pay them at least. In this business, you got to pay them at least. See, I would pay them by the load. You got to pay them at least $100, $150 a load. And you got to give them at least 3 loads a day for them to see some real money and be happy with it. You know what I mean? You get an older guy. You go grab your older guy that's got a couple million miles, but he don't want to get out of that truck yet. You go grab one of them. Or you get a young boy, but that's risk. You get a young boy straight out of school and you shortchange him. But then you run the risk because you got a young boy running down the street with $80,000 worth of 80,000 pounds worth of fucking. So, ain't going far though. They doing 3 loads a day. Yeah. So we planning. We're planning every aspect of it for it to go right. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you gonna catch me out there though. And I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna be 60 years old trying to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna be waiting that long. Like, I can't ride no speed bike in my 60s. You know what I mean? I want to be able to enjoy that shit. That's why I say in my 40s I'm doing this, man. Fuck this. I'm doing this in my 40s, man. I'm gonna get this paper over these next couple years. I'm gonna use that to build my shit. I have my crib. You know what I mean? I'm set on the DR too, man. It's just the most feasible, close with it checks off all the boxes. So how I came to the like, there's no other place that I would think that could beat it now. Like, that I would be able to go to that's gonna beat the DR. Like, Colombia not safe enough. You know what I mean? Like, Colombia just not safe enough. The DR is safe enough for you to have stuff that, for the most part, you ain't got to worry about people hating on you and trying to take it. You know what I mean? Or do something to you because you got a nice bike. Like, you wouldn't be able to get away with a KTM bike in Colombia. Niggas is going to take that. Niggas is going to definitely come try to take that for sure. And, you know what I mean? You got to look over your shoulder too much. You know, not that it can't happen in the DR. You just got a much better opportunity of just being able to live your life the way you want to live it without a motherfucker really bothering you. It's cost effective as far as the amount of money you need to spend to put all that together. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about getting a used car and stuffing it in a sea container. Nice used truck. Some type of SUV or truck that can handle those back rugged roads, as well as something that can get up and down the highway pretty fast. You know what I mean? Something nice, something newer, but, you know, something that, you know, I can get in a year. Boom. All right, that year is dedicated to the whip. This year's whip, you know, at the one time a year when we get that nice little lump, boom, buy the whip. Boom. Stuff that in a sea container, send it over. Boom. Do that, we done paid the land 1 year. And now we starting to, you know, all right, we got our land, we got our documents and shit moving, legal people involved, protections, as much protections as we could put. Now we start buying material. All right, we're going to buy that. We're going to pay for that monthly. Boom. Get that material, pay the workers. You know what I mean? Concrete. You know what I'm saying? Engineers. Get them paid. Slowly but surely pay that. Let it eat itself up to and that's what I like about it, is I can build my crib, and, you know, it's like almost like a payment plan, basically, the way it was telling me, like, because I can build it and pay the workers and the material all in a succession. Like, bro, I had a whole conversation with real engineers and real landowners the last time I was out there. Like, not no play, real shit. And the way they was explaining it to me, and I got files coming to me and drawings that we putting together. I'm throwing ideas at them. I'm going to travel again here in a little while for like just a weekend warrior, probably in February after I come back from my week trip. And all we doing is riding around to the land, and then they're going to let me go check out. We going to the we going to this material place all the way out in like, it's in the middle between Santo Domingo and Santiago. That's where supposedly the good materials at. We're going to look at all that shit. And, you know what I mean? We're going to look at a lot of shit, man. I'm going to really get this shit cracking. But basically, they saying like, oh, well, you can, once you get the land and your land is bought and you own the property, you own the land, and you got all your shit straight. You know what I mean? Plus, when you're investing in the country and you're investing in land and property, you getting more and more points towards being able to get your documents right out there. Once you own the land, and you can't pay for the land like that, you got to buy the land straight out and get that shit all handled properly. You can start building on it and setting things up, and you can do it in succession. You don't have to put the bread all down at once if you're gonna build your shit from straight up to, political bullshit. But that's why you need some good people, and I got some good engineers, niggas that know how to tap into the water and the sewer and the whatever. So they was talking to me about that, but that's the only part I really couldn't understand. I'm keep telling them, like, does it go to a septic? And they like, nah. I'm not gonna talk about that part because I didn't understand it. So I'm not gonna talk about how they say where that goes or how it gets out of the house. But it's not tapped into the water, and it's not because they tap it in the water out there, so you can get I don't have to. I mean, I can get the emergency thing on the roof and get my water that way and shit like that for emergencies and stuff. But I'm gonna be able to tap out there. I'm gonna be able to tap right into the water lines, and I'm getting solar panels on my shit, and that's gonna be expensive. The solar panels are gonna be shit. Solar panels, man, you're looking at, man, shit. Them motherfuckers is expensive the way they was talking. Way more than what they are out here. So, but, that's more that's enough of that talk, man. You know what I mean? That's enough of that talk, man. I don't know, but nobody else is interested in, in that type of talk, man. Me talking about moving to the DR and shit. You know what I mean? That's for the future. So that's for the future, man. But hold up 1 second, man. We dropped the link, man, just in case anybody want to come up. If not, I've been rambling about moving to the that was your boy's fault. What's his name? Your boy Money Talks. It was his fault. Money Travels. That was his fault because he got me thinking about he got me thinking about moving to the DR. You know what I'm saying? So drop link, see if anybody want to come up. Yeah, I got off the topic after that because he got me thinking about moving to the DR, and we had some good. That was a couple good ones, but I'm gonna smoke me another one, and we're gonna stick around for a minute. I'm gonna smoke me another one. See what Elroy up to, man. Elroy, do you hear your bat signal? See what Elroy on, man. See if we can get us an update on Brazil, man. He said, well, damn, that sound like it beats from the pond, that joint hard. What he said? Well, damn, that sound like it beats from the pond, that joint hard. I don't know what you're saying, really, Joe. He said, well, damn, that sound like it beats from the pond, that joint hard. I don't know what you're saying, my guy. Help me out. Help me out. Oh, my phone died. Let me let my phone charge. Really, Joe, what was you saying, my guy? You been to San Sal? No, I've never been there. Nah, I've never been to San Salvador before. That's what you were saying in your last comment. But I don't know what you're saying in this one though. Well, damn, that sounded like it. Globe, what's good? What's the topic, OG? We kind of got off topic, man. I'm trying to. That's what happens when you get off topic. We was talking about was it okay to repeat destinations over and over again? And then we was going to talk about was it all right to repeat the same joints over and over. But then me and Money Talks got to talking about a whole bunch of other stuff. It was good topics. And then I just started rambling about building my crib in the DR and the different things that I learned. And I got a lot more to learn too. So don't think that I'm a fucking, Globe's an expert on. I'm not even close. I just stuff that I learned, stuff that I was, that I was talking to people about, the ways things work. I didn't get into none of the political stuff like the paperwork and none of that because I'm not going to talk about none of that. I was just talking about the processes and how it's a little bit easier and a little bit better to build your crib over there, like how you can do it a little bit easier. You don't have to worry about having all the money up front, but you need to come with some cheese. You definitely need to come with some money to get started. But once you get started, you can literally take your time over time. You know what I'm saying? So, rinse and repeat until it's no more. I was in Thailand Halloween back in March. Yeah, man. Whew. So, yeah, we just all over the place now. We're just going to let the comments dictate. That's why I hope some of y'all comment for me. Because now I'm out of steam. Because I was just ranting and raving. Rinse and repeat until it's no more walls. He said, I like to go back and forth to the same joints. I'm a vacationer, not a traveler. Okay. So you're a vacationer, not a traveler. Okay. That's what's up. Hold up. He said, I'm a vacationer, not a traveler. He said, rest and repeat. When you find them ones that be dope, they be, you got to keep them. When you find them dope ones, they be hard to come by. It's not every trip that you get a dope one. You know what I mean? Like, every trip that I go on, not every single one makes the roster. And I just dumped the roster. I got one left on the roster. Other than that, I dumped the roster. You know what I'm saying? I dumped a lot of the joints off my roster across everywhere. CTG, DR, you know what I mean? And it was kind of tough this trip because last couple trips they've been roster only trips. And that was so easy. And then this last trip that I went on to the DR, I did no roster. And it was just like, it was almost, I didn't even enjoy it almost because it was like, damn, man, I like the, you know what I mean? I'm almost now, I was like, I like being with the joints that already got a rapport with. So it's like, all right, man, I already, you know what I mean? We already know what's good, man. I already know the energy. When you be meeting new friends, it's like, you know what I mean? New vibes, new energy. And for the most part, it always goes. But, it just be, it's always some new shit that you gotta, get used to. So I do like the roster aspect of it, but you do need to flush your roster every now and again, though, and add some new ones to the team. Starting quarterback get old, you gotta add a new one, man. You know what I'm saying? When starting quarterback get old, you got to add a new one, man. So that was in Thailand Halloween back in March, man. Thailand is an amazing place, man. And I champion every single person. So if you got a chance, book your trip to Thailand, man. And if you need help booking your trip, I never charge for information, man, ever. You know what I'm saying? All I say is buy me a beer if you ever see me. if I gave you some information and you used it. That's all I ask you. Owe me just one beer, one chain, one Presidente. You know what I mean? One Aguila. So, but yeah, Thailand is amazing, man. Thailand is definitely an amazing, amazing destination. I can't talk about it enough. And I was there for 2 weeks. And I know nothing about the place. There's people that have been there for longer than me. But I'm just telling you, in my 2 weeks that I was there, that place was amazing. That place was amazing. So, try to get some juice on my phone. Amazing. Like, I don't think there's ever been a destination that I've been to that checked off the box, each like each category was an 8 out of 10. Food, accommodations, nightlife, accessibility, attractions, you know, like every category that you could ask, that motherfucker was at least an 8 out of 10 on every one. Maybe, okay, I'm lying. Maybe beauty was a 6 out of 10. But everything else was a 8 out of 10 or better. And the beauty is selective. Because I think I saw an array of beautiful joints. An array. Like, I'm talking more than I needed to see. Like, more than enough for me. More than enough for one person. You know what I mean? Like, if you got that eye. Now, I could easily see how a motherfucker wouldn't have that eye. He said the first time I went, I had low expectation and I was mind blown. And I think that was me too. I think with me going into it being like, damn, man, I'm flying all the way over here for these flat back Asian girls. I don't even know if I like Asian girls, man. And I didn't realize how much I liked Asian girls. And I also didn't realize. Well, see, one thing is too, I like the little skinny cupcake, you know, fit bodies that, you know, I like a thick joint too, but if I had a type, I like the fit, skinny, cupcake booty. You know what I mean? And the Thai joints that's what you're gonna see majority of. And I was good. I was like, wow. You know, I like them. Like I didn't realize I liked Asian girls this much. Culturally, there's a lot of difference. You know what I mean? Culturally, there's a big difference. That was a big, like, you know, the fact that they don't even really fathom stealing. Now, there's some stealing and some scamming going on, but the fact that they don't even fathom doing anything bad to somebody, because in their culture, they believe it's going to come back on them. Like, it's a part of their, like, religion. That, you know what I mean? Like, they put stuff out on temples and nobody touches it. Like the different ways they, it was culturally, it was different. It was like being in a different destination for real. Like going to all these Latin American places, they're all pretty much similar. This was like really being in another destination. You know what I'm saying? Like this was really like being in a different destination, like being in a different place. Like other than just being in a different city. All these other places just feel like being in a different city in the same culturally. Like it feels like you're just in like the DR, Colombia, Panama, Costa Rica. They all feel like the same place, just a different city. You know what I'm saying? So. But yeah, Thailand definitely made me feel like I was in a different world. The motos even sound different. The sound of the motos don't sound like the same sound of the motos in the South America and Caribbean. You know, just the movements are different. The way they move, the way traffic moves. They don't do a lot of cutting across streets and shit. Traffic move in like a circle. You're gonna have to go all the way around, nigga. You might find a couple cuts, but it was cool, man. It was a good time. It was definitely a good time, man. I suggest anybody that hasn't been, go. And we always heard about it too. That was the crazy part about it. Like it was always like before any other destination was like, oh yeah, you can go here, you can go here, you can go here. Thailand was always like, you know, when you became of age to hear stories and think, you know, and if you had any Navy family members, which I had a lot of, Navy was how I didn't end up in one of them. That's all they talked about was places like Thailand and Philippines and, you know, all the different ports of calls they used to go to. They used to go to all these ports of calls. You know what I mean? I was in Cartagena with Navy, and when the Navy ship came, you know what I mean? I was in Cartagena when the Navy hospital came. You know what I mean? That's run by the, you know, it's a medical hospital, but there's a lot of Navy personnel on that hospital. And they was in Cartagena wilding. They was in Cartagena wilding. You know what I mean? So they go everywhere. So you always heard about Thailand, but man, if you know, it's still a little piece of how it was back in the soldier days, and it was cool. Like Bangkok and Soy Cowboy, that whole Nana Plaza. That was, I got to do that again because that was like, it was so overwhelming. I left, like, because it was my first time, and I went in there and I was like, holy shit. And it was just level after level after level of fuckery. And I'm like, this is fucking nuts. And I didn't really know how to take it. So I left out, smoked, got my bearings together. And I'm like, holy shit. I just seen like 800 coochies and 16,000 fucking 1,600 fucking titties. Like, and it was real. It was real. Like, it wasn't no joke. It wasn't fucking, it was real, y'all. I'm not even joking. Like, it was real. That was like the most craziest shit. Like, and every girl had a number. And I'm like, I think I leaned over to this guy and I'm like, hey, what's the number for? And he's like, you can fuck her. And I'm like, oh, all of them with the number? He was like, everybody. And I'm like, hi, man. I'm out of here. This fucking, I gotta go smoke and get my life together. Like it was a lot the first time. You know what I mean? So that first night after, you know, going around Soy Cowboy and Soy Bucao and Nana Plaza. I mean, not Soy Bucao. That was in Pattaya. I'm talking about Bangkok. And then going to Nana Plaza. I fucking jumped in a taxi or one of them little tut-tut things, and I drove the little motorcycle niggas with the tut-tut on the back. I drove to where the soapy massages was at because they all in like the same area, a bunch of them. I walked around there, smoked, went and got me a soapy, and that was that's what I had to do. I kind of had to ease into it, because if you go straight into Nana Plaza and party your first time to fucking Thailand, you are a wild boy veteran. You are a special warfare wild boy. You know what I'm saying? Because that was too much. That was overwhelming. You know what I mean? I was like, wow. Okay. Look, you turn over there, you're like, oh. She's really doing that, huh? Like, it was a lot, man. It was crazy. You know what I mean? The higher the floor, the deeper into it you got, the wilder it got. And I was like, this shit is like some fantasy land. I feel like if I go any deeper, I'm not going to come out. So I don't know what the fuck is going on in here, but I'm going to step out and get my shit together. But next time I go, oh yeah, I'm going deep diving in that motherfucker to party and drink and just wild out like the soldiers used to. Because I didn't really wild out in Bangkok. Because it's my first time, so I was like, let me take it easy, fill out how everything's going on and stuff like that, and then I'll get back to how I like to do stuff. You know what I'm saying? So. But yeah, epic. I can't wait to get back, man. We're going in April. April's gonna be a good time. You know what I mean? We're going to be able to go on a no-budget Thailand trip, which is another reason why I put it back to April, which no budget. I mean, I'm going to limit myself, but I'm going to be able to go shopping. I don't know how many suitcases they're going to let me bring back, but I'm trying to bring back like 3. So I'm trying to get mad shirts, fucking, I'm bringing out a whole bunch of Shein shit when I go, and then I'm going to throw all that away. And I'm going fucking stir crazy in fucking Bangkok fucking shopping, bro. I'm talking t-shirts, shorts. I'm killing niggas, man. Nobody gonna know what the clothes. The clothes is too close. I ain't gonna grab no shoes. I don't want none of the shoes, man. I'm good on the shoes. But the tees, the shirts, the shorts, nigga, hats, jackets, hoodies, them shits was high quality, and them motherfuckers were nice. Patagonia, man, they had a whole Patagonia store. Man, they had all that Patagonia shirts, hats, socks, shorts, pants, bags. I'm gonna be in that joint going stupid. 2 days, I'm a shop. They had all kinds of shit you can design yourself. They had a whole place. The bitch was like, bro, every floor was a different whole mall for like whatever that floor was. So like home shopping stuff, clothes, electronics. They had a whole floor of like dentists and hair places and all kinds of shit. Another floor of like fucking luxury bags and all that. And then another floor of jewelry. I'm going stupid, man. Them motherfuckers was talking wicked numbers on the gold. I'm like, what? I'm coming with me a chain. And that's real. I'm bringing my magnet. I'm gonna get my boy got the magnet. Because my boy be buying gold on the soap. I'm gonna get his magnet. Get him to give me one of them magnets. And one of them he'll give me one of them little portable. He got a portable test kit. It's small with the little stone and the 3 bottles of the stuff, 10 karat, 14, and 18. And he already showed me how to do it. So I'm going out that bitch with the little magnet, the thing that grab the if it's metal, it'll grab it, pull it. And then I can scratch it. I'm going to get me some gold out that motherfucker, boy. The shopping is, their shit was high quality, like good material, no different from the shit you see in the store. There was like, I couldn't really gauge the sneakers because sneakers are tough because The sneakers that you know you're getting in the States, you know they're gonna pass the wear test. And you can't, there's no way to test the wear test. I've had shoes where I gotten them from fucking StockX, and I made a wrong left turn and my whole foot came out. Boom! Blew right through it. And I'm like, oh shit. Them niggas sold me a pair of glue-ons. It was some Air Forces I bought. It was some really nice, like, colorway Air Forces. I just grabbed them for I think it was like an event, and I needed a certain colorway, and I grabbed them real quick for like $80 off StockX. Man, I think I wore them at the vet. They made it through that. I think I threw them shits on again, man. I came right out the left foot came out like, ah! But the clothes, I was like, they had the thick collar tees, graphic tees, shirts, high quality, thick material where you know when you wash that bitch, it's gonna stay. The stitching on all the shit was proper. The shit wasn't no fake ass square glue on picture. If it was man, they had some shit, bro. The Patagonia was, yeah. They had that shit on. They had some shit. So, well, they had some shit out there, man. The health that you can do, like all the shit that I got set up. You know, when I go out there this time, I'm going to take advantage of being out there. So they got a lot of different things that you can do that in the States. I mean, everything that I'm planning on doing is going to cost me health-wise. It's only going to cost me about $750 health-wise for all the stuff that I want to do health-wise. You know what I mean? Like all the different, like some different shits I want to do for my body, my knees, you know, different shit like that. Then they got some stuff out there that I've been wanting to do in the States that's like overly expensive in the States that I'm going to be doing out there that's going to help me. You know what I mean? Acupuncture and different stuff like that. You know what I mean? So he said, yeah, I spend a couple hundred at the MBK Mall every time I go. Yeah, man, that was it. MBK Mall. That's the mall. I didn't say the name. That's my bad. I'm glad you said the name. But yeah, the MBK Mall, man, that motherfucker was. It didn't catch me till I got to like the third floor or the fourth floor, and I'm like, each one of these floors is a whole floor of the floor. Like, it was crazy. Like, I got to the top and it was all cell phone repair and electronic repairs. It was like 100 of them. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? Like, and they had that shit, man. And they told y'all, man, y'all think that shit is fake. What's fake about it? Because it came from there and they stamped it and said, okay, now it's free. This is the one, and it's $3,000, sir. Like, nah. They all made in the same fucking factory. The only difference is Ling Ming, that's been making the bag for 30 years or 15 years, quit, and now she work in a different factory, and she know how to make the same bag. If they give her all the same material, the same fabrics, the same designs, the same drawings, and she been doing it for 30 years for the authorized retailers. That's the difference in the shit. Authorized, unauthorized, authenticated and unauthenticated. Production, when we talk about production-wise, that be the difference. It's production is there's no difference in production. Quality, yes, there could be a difference in quality because maybe they didn't get the same machine that makes the right turn all the way, because that be how they do the authenticating and shit. Or maybe they don't have the needle that makes the right dot all the way because they wasn't able to get the needle, and that's why it'd be like, okay, what level of, and that's what the dude was talking to me in the store. He was like, I got different level of authentics in the sneakers, and I was like, oh no, nah, we're not doing that. We're not doing different levels of authentics. But he was like, yeah, it's all about what is the reason why, all the way up to unauthorized. He said, I got shoes that they're made in the same factory. There's unauthorized resales, meaning they're not stamped by Nike or anybody that, but they were made in the same factory, or they were made in the same format with the same material, the same stitching and all of that. You know what I mean? Like it's 100% there. Then they got some where the fabric's a little different, the fabrics, and that's when you get into eye. And they mainly get you with that, with the shoes and the bags and the stuff like that. Watches. You can't, it's hard to fake watches because that's all movement. But when you talk about clothes, shirts are made the same way, dog. That $1,000, that $150, $250 Godspeed Star, Balenciaga, Stussy, Off-White, motherfucking, Spider. All that shit is stitched and made the same way because they print out hundreds of thousands of them shits. And then this is what the motherfucker do. I was talking to a motherfucker out there about that, and that's what they was saying. Like, bro, when you talking shirts, you can tell the difference in the material when it comes to luxury t-shirts. They're heavier, but that okay. I'm glad you said that because you heard me say I checked the thickness of the shirts, and the shirts were thick. The collars were thick on the brands that have the real, I forget the name of the brand, but I love it. It's got the thick collar, normal shirt, but with the materials a little bit thicker, and then the thick bottom. I forget the brand, but hey, they was on point. They were thick. And I kept saying, bro, you want 250 baht. He was like, yeah, 250 each. Bro, I mean, he let me go. I was examining it, bro. To the T. I'm like, I'm playing with the stitching, the printing, because it's that thick print. I forget what they call it, with the ink. And it's thick, it bubbles up to the top. Nigga. Man, I bought about 3-4 of them motherfuckers, boy. I watched them motherfuckers time over time. My Patagonia shirts, yo. Dude, I wouldn't lie to y'all. I don't have no reason to lie to you. I washed my Patagonia shirts 5-6 times already now. And I would say now they just now starting to turn the corner just from wear and tear. You know what I'm saying? Just because I don't wore them a couple times. It's been over almost a year since I've been to Thailand, so I don't wore them a couple times. So, listen, they had some shit in there where you was like, listen, nah, this is not good. You can't just jump to the first person, and that's what I understood about it. Like, and that's why I'm glad I went first, understood it, engulfed it, and now I know you got to take 2 days because you need it's a mission. You're going to have to go eat, come back, because you got to funnel through that motherfucker. and you gotta look. You gotta have your good eye, and you gotta be like hustling. Like you almost gotta be like a buyer, and you just gotta move on from people that are talking stupid, and you gotta be not listening to the price, but checking the quality. And then after you check the quality and you got a hitter, you gotta put your American mindset on and think about how much it costs in America. And that's how you work them. You like, all right, man, this shirt is $50 a tee in America. This nigga want $10 a shirt. He trying to get me for $10 a shirt. I'm going to buy 5 of them shits and I'm going to get them for $6 a shirt. And you just work them like that. Like, all right, look, how much you want? All right, you want $10 a shirt. All right, bet. I'm going to give you $6 a shirt and I'm going to buy 5 of them. They're gonna be like, back them up. Bro, for real. So you got to spend your time out there, though. You got to, like, take your time. Like, the jewelry, bro, them niggas was talking reckless on the 14 karat gold chains and shit. Rings. Bro, they was talking reckless. 18-inch 20s, 14 karat gold, rope. Normal price in America for one of them. For the one that I want, if I scour, because I wanted to get it for myself for Christmas, but I'm going to wait until I go to Thailand. If I scour the JCPenney's and the Macy's, because I'm going to give y'all my trick to get buying gold, JCPenney's and Macy's. If I ride around to a bunch of JCPenney's and Macy's and tell them to pull their discounted and clearance gold chains out, you're going to have to ride around. You're going to have to hit about 3-4 of them motherfuckers in your townships, in your neighborhoods. You're going to smoke one and ride around. I could probably get that chain for $1,700, $1,600, $1,500 maybe. If they doing a crazy 70% off, I can get it for like $900, $900, $1,000. If I could find it for crazy. But on average, you're probably going to pay like $1,500 for it, $1,499, something like that. They're going to have it for like $13. It's going to be all over the place. It just depends. Nigga, them motherfuckers was talking $500, $650. They was talking gold weight. No markup. They was talking pay for it for the weight of the gold. That's it. Just pay the gold weight. No markup. Wholesale. It was wholesale pricing. No markup. No buyback price. None of that. No percentage off. You don't need no percentage off. You're going to pay straight gold value. The gold weight on this is 14 karat gold. So the gold weight, bro, if you understand gold and weight, and I mean gold weight, you paying gold weight. So 14 karat isn't 100% gold. Bro, them niggas was talking numbers, bro. They was talking 500. They had chains in there for 4. And if you drop down to 10 karat, how shiny and nice, like I'm a 14 karat nigga. But if you could drop down to 10, man, that shit was almost like a steal. It was almost like, nigga, I'll buy 5 of these shits and take them home and charge niggas $1,000 for them. Like, and I'm getting these shits for $300-$400, $1,000. But I got this 10 karat gold chain for $1,000 right now. What you want to do? Play with me. If you play with me, nice. I was telling my boy, he was like, yeah, bro. What do you think I be doing? He said, but here it is. You say gold, global. Everybody would do that. Yeah. Yeah. Because if they get you, oh, if they catch you coming through and you don't declare, oh, I declare, whew. They gonna penalize you something stupid. You're gonna pay more than gold weight. You're gonna pay American tax rate. And they gonna spank you. You know what I mean? So you just gotta be easy coming back through. You can't be coming back through with a bunch of chains and shit. They gonna get on top of you. If they, because you can come back, or you can travel with jewelry. But if they suspect that you just bought all that, oh yeah, they on your top. They on that top. And that's why a lot of people don't do it like that. Like, but you can get away with it. They have some good shit. Computers and laptops and Apple, stuff like that. But I just don't know how true that shit is and how, I don't know. I didn't trust the electronics parts because they had MacBooks for a couple $100. Beats headphones for they had Beats headphones for they had studios for $50. Like that shit was throwaways. You know what I mean? So, all right, man. I think that's enough of me talking about and rambling about. I appreciate y'all, man. Rocking with your boy Globe today. If ain't nobody else got anything, I'm gonna get ready to get up out of here, man. You know what I mean? I think we had a good night, man. I'm just trying to build back up. Like I said, I'm gonna get, hopefully more people. It's always a lot better. Lives will go a lot better when there's more people engaging and more people on the panel and the questions that can go. So till then, I'll try to keep the topics going. We kind of got diverted tonight. I'm just trying to get back into the flow of things, man. Get things moving and grooving, being more consistent. Definitely be more engaged, cammed up. Definitely want to do that. I just wasn't in the mood to be that tonight, but definitely be more engaged, cammed up. That's for sure. So yeah, man. I appreciate y'all. We'll be back again. Like I said, I hopefully got this interview lined up. So I will be back again. And appreciate everybody rocking with your boy, man. I'm going to get ready to get up out of here. So as always, man, like I said, we got the interview coming up. And then anybody looking to go to CTG in January, let me know. I'll send you the information for the dates. So like I said, CTG in January. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be fun. And I'll let you know. Hit me up on the back end if you're planning on going or you're looking to set up a time frame to go. I'm pretty sure Bandana gonna be out there. Me and him was talking. I was talking to him a little bit. I'm gonna get back to him and we're gonna chop it up and see if the dates 100% line up. But it sounds like and it looks like they are and will. So Bandana will be out there. And like I said, if you're looking for somewhere to go in January and you have it locked in, we'll be out in Cartagena, Medi for a couple days as well. So hit me up. Let me know. I'll be back later on this week with an interview with someone that's been all around. Just got to finish connecting and seeing if they're going to be available to do it. As always, man, real travel, real talk. It's your boy Globe. I'm gone.
If I could do it, then work on you. Get up and make it work.
Yo, if I could do it, then whack on you. Get up and make it work. Ain't no way that I'm sitting around. It's now or never, I'm picking the first. You can't tell me that I won't make it. Knew that I had the skills since birth. Grinding, came out the mud like Roddy. I had nobody, I came from dirt. Still came fuck, I put in the work. Painting a picture when I write lyrics. Don't call me a rapper, I'm really an artist. This weren't by chance or luck. I took one shot and I hit my target. I'm not even yet in my prime. I'm not at 100, yeah, I'm still charging. They don't wanna see me win, but I know in the end I'm winning regardless. Sleepless nights, I was up in the stew, up in the booth trying to make me a hit. Even when I was feeling low, man, I kept on going, I weren't gonna quit. I can't wait for the day that I make make it next in line, and I feel like a king. My time will come, I just gotta be patient. Keep on pushing and take these risks. I made racks off putting my pain on tracks. Grinding hard, trying to see more plaques. I've been going harder than ever, I don't have time to sit and relax. I've been putting in countless hours and still not near where I wanna be at. This year I'ma prove them wrong. They said that I can't, but I know that I can. If I could do it, then why can't you? Get up and make it work. Ain't no way that I'm sitting around. It's now or never, I'm picking a first. You can't tell me that I won't make it. Knew that I had this skill since birth. Grinding, came out the mud like Roddy. I had nobody, I came from dirt. Painting a picture when I write lyrics. Don't call me a rapper, I'm really an artist. It's written by chance or luck.